Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and let's get right into today's video. For today's video, I'm going to be trying this Beetles Polygel nail kit from Amazon. Recently, I've been loving polygel. Now, I will say I do love gel extensions more. I just feel like they are more beginner friendly. I feel like they're easier to get the hang of and also like more time efficient. But I also really love polygel. It brings me back to when I first started doing nails and filming content because I did not know really much about gel extensions. I did really know only like polygel nails. So it does bring me back to those times. I love trying specifically like Amazon polygel kits. I've been loving Model 1s, Beetles. Just those are some nice kits that you can get from Amazon for affordable prices. So I'm going to be trying this one today from Beetles. I will be leaving the link to this kit down below in the description box. But let's go ahead and jump in here. I'm just going to unbox everything, show you all what is included in this polygel kit, and then of course I will be also using items from the kit to do some polygel nails. So this kit, something different from this one versus most other polygel kits, is this kit does include half cover nail tips instead of dual forms. I was really excited about this because I haven't liked dual forms, but if you've been watching my recent videos, I've been giving dual forms a second chance, trying them out again, and honestly, I think I'm growing to love dual forms. I think they are really easy to use, especially once you use them a few times and give them a chance. I feel like they are really nice to use. This kit though does include half cover nail tips. The nail tips do have a very high C-curve. I am not a big fan of C-curved nails, so I did not like those nail tips that were included in this kit. So I just wanted to let you all know for reference, they do have a very deep, like high C-curve. So if you're the same way as me and don't really like C-curve, do keep that in mind when purchasing this kit. This kit also did include the instruction manual showing how to prep your nails and of course your polygel application. The next item that was included was a mini nail lamp that will be perfect for curing on the like half cover nail tips if you are choosing to cure them using glue gel. Also, we had the top coat and then we have the nail glue. This can also act as your base coat, but you can also use this glue gel to apply your half cover nail tips or even full cover nail tips if you want to do a polygel overlay on full cover nails. The next item is the slip solution. I will say I personally just prefer using rubbing alcohol. I think it's just easier to use. I don't really like the Beetles slip solution, but it is really all just a personal preference. Whatever works for you, that's what you're going to want to use. The next item, we have the polygel brush. I really like this brush. The spatula, not so much. I feel like I can't scrape off the free edge of the nail as good as I can with other polygel brushes, but overall, I do really like that brush and it is dual-ended. The next item, we had the 100-180 grit hand file, and we also have some tubes of polygel. So we have a nude shade, which is named Apricot, and a white shade named Milky. Both of these polygel tubes are 30 ml tubes of polygel, so they are a larger size. It's not the biggest size polygel tube I've ever owned, but they are a lot larger than most other polygel kits, but you do only get two colors. I do like the two colors that are included in this kit though, a white and a nude. It's perfect. You can do French tips, you can do ombres, you can do full colored nails. Having a nude base on your nails, you can have a white base. So the two colors included, I feel like they are great staple colors, perfect cover colors, and great for starting out your polygel collection. So here is just a quick look at everything included in the kit. We also have the two colored polygel swatches. I feel this is a really great kit. Something to keep in mind though about the nail tips, like I said, I just was not a big fan of them. And for today's nail set, I am going to be using the half cover nail tips, which I'll talk about in a second. But off camera, I did go in, apply my peel off base coat because I'm going to be removing the nails. Of course, if you want your nails to last, you will want to go in with some prep to your natural nails. That way you can ensure for a longer wear and long-lasting nails. The instruction manual in this kit did actually go over some great prep steps that you can follow to get the longevity and the long wear out of your nails. For the nail tips, I know I said it 100 times already, but I did not like them. I know some of you might not like me for this, but I'm not actually using the half cover nail tips included in this kit. I opted for some other ones that I like a little bit better that doesn't have such a deep C curve to them. So I'm still using half cover square long nail tips, but just not the ones that were included in the kit. There was nothing wrong with the ones that were included in the kit. You could definitely use them. It was just a personal preference for me. I just don't really prefer the deep C curve, and I wanted to try a little harder with the nail set to get a better result that I liked. So some of you might not like me for that, but you can definitely do whatever you want. There was nothing wrong with the actual nail tips. I just personally didn't really like them, so I sized out some other nail tips that I liked a little more. To apply the nail tips, I am just using that glue gel and the mini lamp and curing these on just like I would if I was curing on soft gel full cover nail tips. Once I do have all of the nail tips applied, I will go into my larger nail lamp and do a full 30-second cure to be sure everything is fully cured. These nail tips are very long and I am not the best at doing a polygel overlay, so I wanted to clip these nail lengths down or clip the nail length down quite a bit. Honestly, I wish I would have gone just a little shorter because I do still really struggle with a polygel overlay. And I feel like shorter is always easier, it's always better for me, but I did clip these nails down quite a bit. I mean, most of the length was cut off. I just used my nail tip cutters. I used the magnet nail hack just to make sure all of the nail tips were the same length. I cut them. I'm also taking that hand file just to straighten out the free edge a little bit, making sure it was a little crisp, making the nails look kind of like presentable. That way when I go in with my poly gel, they already look clean and crisp and I can really like focus more on the nail shape. I also am going in with a buffer and just buffing off the shine from the nail tips and also my nail bed area. Just because I did have a peel off base coat applied, I'm just going over that and removing any shine on my natural nails. After I was finished with cleaning up the nail shape and buffing the surface shine, I'm now going in with the nail glue gel. I talked that this can also be used as your base coat, so I'm just applying a layer of this over top my entire nail surface and the nail tip, using it as my base coat, and I did cure this for 30 seconds in the nail lamp. I'm now ready to jump in and start off with my polygel application. I'm using the nude shade Apricot and also the polygel brush. There is slip solution provided in the kit for you. I mentioned I just don't really like that slip solution. I prefer using rubbing alcohol. If you are a beginner though and purchase this kit and have absolutely nothing else to work with, you could definitely try using the slip solution included in this kit. And then if you find it's a little hard to work with, you could also, the next time you do your nails, you could end up trying rubbing alcohol and just see whatever works best for you. You could also use the gel, like gel glue, and use that as a base coat slip solution. That could also be a possibility. I know some people do really like using a base coat as their polygel slip. But I'm just going in here for all of my nails. I will be doing the 2 bead method. starting with a bead kind of where the free edge of my natural nail and the nail tip meets. That will be my first bead, taking that from that point, like the middle of the nail, all the way to the free edge of the nail tip. I will mold that bead, cure, and then I'll go in with the second bead, which I kind of like to call the cuticle or apex bead, since that bead I will be taking around the cuticle and also helping to build up the apex. For my polygel application, I don't know what was going on this day, but I was really struggling. Honestly, thinking back, I'm sure it's just because my nail room was pretty cold. I don't really like to work with the heat on just because all of the lights, like when I'm filming, they heat up the area. They make me very hot. So generally, I don't turn the heat on when I'm working at my nail desk on nails unless I'm like freezing cold. But because my nail room was cold, this polygel was very firm to work with. And I will say I like using a stiff polygel, but I feel like because the room was cold, the polygel was cold, and I didn't like warm it up in like a warm like tub of water. If your polygels are like harder or firmer and you want to thin out the polygel, make it a little softer, easier to work with, you could just take like a cup or a bowl, put in some warm water, and let your polygel tube soak in it. I didn't do that. I definitely should have though, because probably my application would have turned out a lot nicer. When the weather changes from like summer to winter, that always affects nail products, so always keep that in mind. Whether or not you're using gel products in the winter, they're going to be a little thicker and more like firm versus if you're using them in the summertime when it's hotter. Just like acrylic, I know that your beads of acrylic will like harden faster or take longer to harden. So just keep that in mind. Weather and the temperature does play a big role in nail products. But I think the nail set turned out okay, but not my best nail set. I feel like I could go back and do something better. Just doing an overlay on half cover nail tips is not my favorite with polygel. It does take me a lot longer, and I do struggle with filing and really shaping the nail from the start. So honestly, looking at these two nails right now, I think they look really good. So I don't know what went wrong. But just in the end, I thought they looked so thick and so bulky. Even though I was really focusing on how much polygel I used, I was really trying to keep my sides in. If you are a beginner and struggle with polygel, I recommend trying using dual forms or even the Femi Beauty / Lazy Girl method using full cover nail tips. Those are my best tips to give you guys. Also, of course, don't give up. I mean, I wasn't even going to post this video because I didn't like the end result of the nails, but then I realized that everything isn't always going to be perfect. The nails aren't always going to come out how I envision them, how I picture they're going to turn out. I'm going to have off days, and everything isn't going to be absolutely perfect. I know some of you guys are probably going to say I'm being too hard on myself, but the only reason I'm being hard on myself is because deep down I know it could have looked better because I've done better in the past. But like I said, no big deal. I'm okay with it. I feel like this, of course, is just practice for me. It's a little bump in the road. And honestly, nothing wrong with the polygel, nothing wrong with the polygel kit. I do recommend it to you guys. I feel like it would be great for beginners. Beetles does have other polygel kits. They do have other polygel kits. They have one with like full cover nail tips. They also have some with dual forms. So maybe if you are a beginner, you could just stick to something like that. If you are like a little too scared to be working with half cover nail tips, I feel like building the nail and filing has always been my weakness. I think building the nail is definitely very hard, trying to keep the shape. Doing the 2 bead method and really focusing on how much polygel I use has definitely helped me out a ton because the nails don't get super bulky anymore like they used to. And also when it comes to filing, I just feel like filing takes me a very long time. I'm constantly looking at the nails thinking, should I file more or should I file less? but those are definitely my weaknesses. But I do still like the nail set. I don't really absolutely hate the nail set. I just felt like it could have been a little bit better. But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and let the rest of this play out. For all of my nails, I am just doing them nude, and I will be finishing out on my thumbnail. I do want to mention, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but for each layer of polygel, so I'm doing 2 layers on all of the nails, I will be curing for 30 seconds in between each layer of polygel before moving on to the next nail. After I was all finished with my polygel application and everything was all cured, I took a lint-free wipe with some rubbing alcohol. Polygel is very sticky. It does leave over a sticky layer or tacky layer, so I just took that lint-free wipe and wiped away the sticky layer before I jumped in with my filing. For my filing, I did only use a hand file on camera. Off camera, I did use an e-file with my 5-in-1 drill bit just to seal around the cuticle. I did not show that on camera though. I just did my filing super quick. I did speed up this process because it did take quite a while for me to file these nails. But basically, I'm just taking the 100-180 grit hand file, going around the sides of the nail. I take it gently around the cuticle area. I also go on the surface and also on the free edge, basically filing the entire nail and just really get the shape that I want and debulk the nail if I need to remove any polygel, just smooth everything out. Here are how the nails are looking. I think they honestly look really good. I don't know what went wrong because when I was looking at these nails in the end, they just looked so thick to me. I was like so confused because when I was finished filing, I didn't think they looked super bulky or very thick. And with my gel polish, I wanted to add a little bit of glitter to these nails just to elevate the nude color a little bit. So I'm using this Charm Gel, which is just a very beautiful holographic twinkle glitter, and I went in with a very thin coat of this to each of the nails. I really only went in with this glitter gel polish as like a glitter topper on the nude. So I was trying my best to keep this coat very thin, and I don't know if maybe I just forgot to wipe the sides and it like kind of bulked up the nail a little bit, or what was going on. Maybe it was the top coat that I forgot to wipe the sides before curing. I don't know what went wrong, but once I was finished filing the nails, looking back at it now, I thought they looked really good. And then thinking to the end nail set, I don't know, maybe this nail set's just growing on me a little bit more. Maybe I was being a little too hard on myself when I was like finished with the nail set versus seeing it again the next day. But either way, I did go in with a light coat of that glitter gel just to really elevate the nude color of the polygel, add a little bit of glitter to the nail set. I am going to be keeping it very simple on my index or my middle finger, no, on my ring finger. Oh my goodness. I am doing a little reindeer. I did 2 black dots for the eyes, a larger red dot for the nose, and then I'm taking a liner and a brown gel to draw on some antlers. For the rest of the nails, I'm just going to be doing some red and white polka dots. I didn't know what to do on these nails, and I decided polka dots would just be very easy. I had already sat here and applied the poly gel, and I was just ready for the nail set to be finished. So I just went in with a few red and white polka dots to the rest of the nails and cured that for 30 seconds in the nail lamp. I'm now taking my top coat, applying a layer of this to all of the nails, and curing for 30 seconds in the nail lamp. After the top coat was cured, the nail set was complete, so I'm taking my cuticle oil. I applied that to my cuticles to nourish them, and of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And honestly, I think these nails turned out very cute. I think talking about how bulky they are, I mean, yes, I can see some imperfections. They are a little bulky, chunky. I need to get better at my shaping and my polygel application, but honestly, I just love doing like gel extensions so much more because I don't have to worry. The nails are already pre-shaped, so I don't have to worry about building the nail myself. I don't have to worry about filing the nails. Just a little bit of filing to perfect the shape is all that you need to do when doing gel extensions. So they definitely have my heart. I'm not going to stop using Polygel though. I do have a lot of fun switching things up using Polygel, and of course, practice does make perfect. So if I keep trying and working on like doing polygel overlays on half cover nail tips, I'm going to get better. Just might take a little bit longer than perfecting dual forms. I mean, I didn't even perfect dual forms yet, but they definitely are a lot easier than this overlay method. But I still think these nails turned out super cute. I love the glitter topper that I added on the nude. It just really elevates the nails and make them sparkle and a little bit more festive. I really hope that you guys all did enjoy today's video. I will be linking down below this polygel kit. It is from Amazon. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.